Hello, hello. This is Budgets with Grace, where I give you a glimpse of my life using the lens of my budget. And I just got to start this video by saying I'm so sorry for the quality of my videos recently. I've been trying this new thing and it is not working. I thought that I had adjusted the settings last video and it turned out terrible. And I was just editing the one that I recorded for my last paycheck, and it's so bad. I just want to try again using the old method, even though it's a little bit more cumbersome for me while editing. So, what I want to review is I just came back from vacation. I was visiting some family in California, which means I have not checked my budget for probably 4 or 5 days, which is a lot for a budget nerd like me. So I'm excited to show you how I'm going to first categorize my transactions. Then I will be moving money from my sinking fund to cover those, and probably from a few other places. I think I definitely under budgeted in terms of, I ended up needing to spend a lot more on this trip than initially when it was planned because some unforeseeable things happened. Anyhow, let's get into it. Let's get into the budget. I also got this coffee in California, so that's one expense you're going to see. It is so good. If you're ever in Solvang, California, and you want to go get a great cup of coffee, it's called Good Seeds. And yes, Solvang, California is in the middle of nowhere. um, it is not. Most of it will be on my Bank of America, so, and it looks like there's 14 bank imports. It says 3 new transactions, so I'm imagining these will be pending when I click this. And it looks like a lot of them are pending. Oh shit, I forgot. I did not mean to buy this. Oh shit. Okay, I'm gonna have to dig into that later. But I guess it would go under medical. It's that modern fertility kit. I just looked at it. I was just trying to see if I would be charged tax, honestly, so I could budget for it in my wish farm, and I must have gone too far. This is interesting. So I did go to the hardware store quite a bit in California to get a few things to help me at my grandma's house. Let's see. I don't really know where it's going to go. Lifestyle spending. It's not really new house stuff for me. I don't like putting things under MISC because then if I see it in my reporting, I have no idea what it was for. Fitness, clothing, events are sinking funds I don't like to spend out of. I think I could put it under travel and stay because it's the kind of expense that was part of my travel expense that I'm never going to have again outside of this trip. And I don't want to see it in my reports under my spending that I do for my house stuff. So that is my logic. I'm going to stick with it and use that. And I thought I already had a hashtag going. Let's see if I can find out what my hashtag was. Sanitaz 2022. So I just did a keyboard shortcut to copy that and paste that, or to copy that, and now I'm going to paste it into a bunch of these. So just gonna tap on all the ones that I can see I did. And now I love this bulk edit for edit memos. So I'm just going to paste that in there, and now they all have that hashtag. I know it says Harrison Ace, so I should know that, but I still want to add that. This is the Good Seed coffee I was talking about. So that one that I just categorized with the coffee, I put under food with friends because I went with a friend in the area. Um, and so again, that's just kind of my thought process on that. I also did a few dump runs. So and actually, I'm going to do a little trick here. So I also did one, but it was in cash. So I'm going to duplicate this, and I'm on the all accounts tab. So that's important. This is the only tab where you can see this column. It says accounts. So I just duplicated from Bank of America, and now I'm going to change the budget account to cash. And it was also $5 more that time. And let's see. That was just like I needed I think I just got like Gatorade and ice cream from this liquor store because it's such a small town, you guys. There's like literally nothing. So I'll put it under groceries. El Rancho Market. This was just coffee for me. I think it's called the coffee spot. I bought my grandma. Something weird did happen at the gas pump. It was weird. So I guess I'll put this. Yeah, it wasn't a fill up. It was. So it was that it was like it kind of took my card, but then so the machine kind of took my card, but then not really. So I had to like run my card again. So I wonder if there was like a holding on the card and then they just returned it to me. I'm not really sure. I know I got mouse stuff and step stool. And I got some breakfast burritos from my favorite place to get breakfast burritos. I only go to see home. Like, I haven't been there in like 3 years now because freaking pandemic. I guess closer to, but still, it's a long time. If you've been a long time viewer, then you have seen videos of me being really disappointed when we had to cancel that trip. It was rough times. So, anyway, bites with myself, definitely. Breakfast burrito. And then I'll also put this museum under travel and stay, which my grandma paid the admission, but this was for a gift for Forrest because I saw a shirt and I was like, he needs that one. This gets a big red flag because I didn't mean to purchase it. Boom, 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 boom. I think all of this is gonna get green because even if I overspent and stuff, I knew I was going on this trip and I have to wham a little bit. So let's check out where we're at here. I'm going to command arrow down and open everything. So, and see where this overspending is happening. Household, it looks like we're good. No spending happens out of true expenses. All right, food with friends, I'm a little bit over, so I'll take from eating out with Forrest. Bites with myself also. And the reason I'm definitely covering that from money already in there is because I know travel and stay is so far over. Oof. I spent a lot more money, but I also helped my grandma a lot. I was mostly cleaning her place. So I spent money on cleaning supplies, running to the dump like I was showing. So it's all good. But I do have Cali visit. I have 75, which is better than nothing. Oh man, and now I have this medical thing on here. Like, right. I hate this. Well, I have some money and found it, a whole $1.29. Just collapsing things. I do not want to have to dip into any of these sinking funds. I hate doing that. Well, I do have a bunch of money in yoga because I haven't been going to yoga, and that might be the answer, unfortunately. I'm going to look around a little bit more before going there. Did I buy gas last month? I would release the gas money, but I somehow scraped by not driving at all last month, probably because the weather was so bad. And I know I'm going to need to get gas for myself, not just my grandma. Yep, it's going to come from the yoga fund. Man, I was going to buy a yoga pass. I was thinking about that, and I was like, things have kind of died down. Maybe it's okay to go back to yoga. I just bought a bunch of KN95 masks, but this is where that money is going instead. All right, and that will be where I budget for next time. But I am going to, oops, so I always do that. I want my, I don't want to enter the amount I want to move first. I want to enter where I want it to go first. Always messes me up. So I wonder if YNAB did user testing on that. I wonder what the results were, or I wonder how they decided a lot of these things and the logic of people using the software and the order of which they think about these things. As a UX designer, I think that's really cool, and I'm very nerdy about it. So I'm going to put this into found it. Just leave that hanging out there. I'm going to use the fitness programs that I bought and have been procrastinating doing. And that will be great. Last thing, I'm going to do $1 into Big Fat Wedding so that it's a whole number, whole round to the $20 number. Great, okay. Add a flag here. And I guess some of these should technically be that new yellow colored flag. I budgeted 75. And if I select these, I will include the Starbucks because I got that at the airport. All right, so now I think what I'm going to do, I'm going to deselect from the top going down until this total, I'm looking in the corner where it says selected total 12. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5. I think I'll leave these ones green. So I'm going to deselect those and then go through the ones above here and change the flag to the yellow one. So I was explaining this in the last recording that I'm not publishing because you shouldn't have to watch these things. So I'm going to explain again my flags. I haven't explained them in a while, and I got inspired a little while ago to add a new one. So let's start at the top. Red is overspent. I did not budget for it in my budget, and I did not look for money before I spent it. Wham, also known as whack-a-mole. This is when I did spend from a category that maybe I didn't initially put money into, but I moved categories before spending the money. Green is I budgeted for it. I budgeted, let's say, $100 for groceries, and I had a transaction for 50. That's a green flag. Blue is I made money. It's an inflow, or I'm just transferring it between accounts. It's not a transaction. There's no positive or negative feeling about it. I mean, you should feel good for having income, but I made budgeted green because I wanted to feel good about budgeting properly rather than good about making money. And purple is just for gains and losses. You'll typically see those in my tracking accounts more than anywhere else. And that's the system. I also don't have one for orange yet, so maybe I'll think of something eventually for that. Since my recording was trash, I am going to also look at recent moves. Today is the 14th, and then 5 days ago, everything was coming from ready to assign, so I believe this is when I was budgeting my final paycheck at Amazon. So let's see what I did here. So first of all, I think it just says it at the top. Oh no, it says it on the side here. So it looks like um it's not overspending when I spend money on fast food, but I eating out with force is kind of like a holding category. So if I spend more in brunch or fast food and just take it from eating out, like that's kind of what it's there for. It's just like a little more vague. So move that. It looks like I consolidated a couple of categories into just local giving. So now this includes my giving to the local Humane Society, as well as this is called Pride, but I only ever gave to a local organization for that cause. And so local giving used to be for the local food bank, and I just put them all together, so I might edit that emoji later too. Looks like sent some grocery change into eating out, and I released the amount I had been holding in money into ready and to assign. So I had a bunch of money sitting there, and I put it all in ready to assign when I was finally ready to budget on camera to make a trash recording. So I went straight ahead into April, and I did my retirement goal, or rather a quarter of my retirement goal. Think in terms of 2 months ahead. So 1 week into April is what I was targeting with this. So a quarter of my groceries. For home goods, I do $35, which doesn't really work out to like an even amount if you do a true quarter or 25% of my goal. So I just do approximately $10. That's fine. And then kitties, Costco haul, I pretty much sprinkled like all down the budget as usual. Giving, let's see, eating out, brunch, food with friends, coffee. And then I stopped sprinkling in April, and I went back, it looks like, to February. I put $250 into my big fat wedding. And then I added a little bit to my 2 kind of emergency funds. So I've been really getting into the Money Guy podcast, and I like their methodology of having an emergency fund that equals the amount of your deductibles. So I have a medical deductible and an auto deductible, and I'm just kind of slowly building on those. And then it looks like I decided to add an extra $150 to the wedding. Ready to assign. What did I auto assign to? Oh, I guess I must have like highlighted these in the event. So I just did, a couple sinking funds for the YNAB sale and Thanksgiving. And then the rest went to Found It. And then I went on vacation, and now I'm here. Thank you so much for sticking around, and I hope this video quality is better. I hope everyone can hear me. And I just realized the window is open, so you can probably hear some birds chirping. So maybe it's pleasant and not distracting. So, yeah, I'll just try to get better. And that's all I'm trying to do is get better and budget and share. I just love talking about my budget. If you feel like supporting me, you can follow me on Instagram, buy me a coffee, and of course, like, comment, subscribe, all the things. Catch you next time. Bye.